So now we're going to look at creating some sample spreads. These can be very simple, but I think they're very effective if you look at the end results here and here. These again play heavily on the strength of the photography. So if you've sourced some really nice pieces, it's going to make your job a lot easier. But even so, as a designer, often we're presented by our clients with hopefully some strong images, perhaps some copy that they have, and our job is to put it together in a way that brings the best out of it. So in some cases, as on this page here, the best thing you could do with this image to the left is to let it shine, to give it a full page and place the text separately, and again give that its own space. The two complement each other when you're looking at the spread as a whole. There's a nice little detail in the drop cap here. Some designers I know like to use full justification, so that's an option. Depending on the volume of text you have, you could perhaps make that work a little better. So I'll leave those fine-tuning options to you, but let's show you in this example how to get these pages together. So first of all, going back to our template document, if you hit W to see the full view, you'll notice there's a placeholder here for our image. So I'm going to go ahead and just drag that so the frame includes the bleed. If you can do the same, and then choose an image that you think would work well on this page here. Remember, it's just a sample. So I've dropped my image in, made sure the frame is being filled proportionately, and all that remains in this example here, we've already styled. If I just double click and highlight this portion of text, we've already created our style previously for our text with a drop cap here. But you'll notice in this example, the text is kind of a medium grey, so it doesn't feel too harsh. Where on the page here, it's almost a black. And to me, it's clear, it's legible, but it's just a little harsh. So I'm going to select that text. In fact, I'm going to select the whole thing, go to swatches, hit the J key to have it swap to apply formatting to the text, and I'm going to pick, let's see how this looks. This is a medium grey. That's pretty good. It's maybe just a little bit light, so let's try that grey there. I'm torn between the two. Maybe this one. It's definitely readable, but much softer. The effect is it's softer on the eyes. Again, you've got the grid here, so you could stick to the margin and do something like that. That still looks very well balanced. As long as on similar pages you try to keep to the same margin for consistency, you can choose what you feel works best there. I think that actually looks pretty good. Let's go on to the next page. And this is the kind of page you come across quite often. It's a double page spread for an image. And again, your job is to perhaps present some text along with the image, but you don't want to do anything to detract from the image itself. So I'm going to grab the image that I intend to use. And if you drop your image in, landscape is obviously going to work best, but you could crop an upright if you have a resolution. And if I just turn off so that we can see the preview, straight away we've got a legibility issue here. That text is far too difficult to read. It's not adding any contrast. And in fact, with the text in this medium grey, which works so well on the previous page, here it's making it really invisible. So we have a few options. I'll hit J. We've got the text formatting live now, and we could see how that looked in white. That could potentially work if the box behind was darker, but I think I'll go the other direction, and in this case we're going to use an absolute black, and that gives us enough contrast there. You could style this differently if you wanted. You could swap across here to the swatch, hit // to remove the stroke, and do something like that, perhaps a bit cleaner. And again, you could also choose to fully justify the text if you wanted to. Personally, I don't like to do this because if I zoom in, look at what's happened to the tracking and the letter spacing. In some cases, there's this really ugly, tight spacing, and in other cases, these massive gaps between each of the words. So I'm not a fan of full justification, but if you are, I won't stop you from doing that. In any case, when you're happy with these two sample pages, we're ready for the next lesson where we'll create some collection pages.